Hello there, this is Sherry Simpson. It is Tuesday Tarot, and I have pulled 3 cards for you. If you chose card 1, 2, or 3, then they're coming up. If you haven't chosen one of these cards yet, or multiple cards, then go ahead and do that now just in your head, or you can comment below, and I will show you what the cards are. So the very first card, they're all in reverse. The very first card is a major arcana card, which means it has to do with a big way of how things are acting in your life rather than small ways. So like your personal relationship, like your intimate relationship, or your job, or how you're living, like where you're living, those are big things. Hi there. So this has to do with how you are controlling or not controlling, because this did come through in reverse, in those bigger areas of your life. So are you allowing money to control you? Are you allowing your job to control you? Are you allowing your responsibilities to your home or to your kids to control you? This makes me think, how can you tap into your intuition? Because if you see this picture in the upright position, it's as though she's protecting her third eye and her crown. And of course, the head is right in between the eyeballs where your third eye is. So how can you tap in to opening up to your own intuition so that you can see things from a different perspective? Are you acting in the big areas of life in a physical way, where you're sort of trying to, like Nike, just do it? Are you just pushing through and acting from a physical place where you can actually tap into your intuition? You can release some resistance. You can tap into controlling things in a different way. And so I'm not saying that this is saying, like, you know, no holds barred, just release all the control on your life or anything like that. But I'm getting the sense that things need to change and shift about how you are acting in the big areas of your life if you chose card number 1. And this is about taking a higher perspective. It's about connecting into being grounded, but it's also about tapping into your intuition and your inner wisdom and allowing that to come through. The 8 is about infinity. It's a personal power number. It's about abundance. When I have an 8 life path, so if you have an 8 life path, you can look that up on peacefulwarrior.com. And there's an area there where there's a life purpose calculator is what I think Dan Millman calls it on his site. And that's peacefulwarrior.com. So I'm an 8 life path. And what that means is, for me, I am here to build abundance. I'm actually here to build wealth, but I'm here to build it in service of others. So this is, 8 is about abundance. It's about confidence. It's about personal power. It's about stepping into more abundance in all areas of life. So if you're allowing money to control you, if you're allowing things in life to control you, then how can you step into that bird's eye view and observe things in a different way, and allow yourself to tap into your intuition about how you can check into those differently? If you chose the number 2 card, I'm wondering if you're tired, because the number 2 card was about new vitality, but it's in reverse. So partly this makes me think you may need a rest. Like, you may have been trying to control things, and now you're actually in a state where you really just need to coast for a little while. We did have the new moon, and new moons are about new beginnings. So if pushing and pushing and shoving and creating and doing has been your way, then perhaps your new way is to make things easier, to make things flow better. So allowing yourself to tap into some new vitality in some way. The number 1 card usually means independence. It's about you acting in the by yourself, based on your needs, based on what you want. And sometimes when I see this card, I always think of people who are doing things in a black and white mentality, and the rainbow always makes me think there are way more options than you're allowing yourself to see. So perhaps it's time for you to take a rest and to actually check into the amount of options that you actually really have. And when you have all of these options, then allow yourself to, and they're playing music here, so it's allow yourself to dance, allow yourself to find ease and joy and a little bit of fun in the choices that you're making. This one is not a major arcana card, only the black ones in this deck are. So this is about smaller, sort of everyday, more things that you're coming into contact with or experiencing. But I do want to ask if you need more rest, and this could actually be that you may need to take more action in order to create more vitality, and by slowing yourself down, you're keeping yourself stuck. So that may be your message for the new vitality card as well. The new vitality card could also be about you stepping into newness for new beginnings because the eclipse season is over. We're still going through a bunch of retrogrades. We have a bunch of planets. I think there's 7 still in retrograde until about the 19th. And then after that point, things are going to shift a little bit differently again. Mercury is still retrograde. I believe it goes direct on the 19th. And then we have a 2-week period of time where it speeds up. So we're still having a little bit of issues with our communication, with our mechanical things, with things that are technical. So emails and text messages and communication still might not be great. That will be just a few more days, hopefully, before that actually evens out. If you did pick the number 3 card, then what came up was observe in reverse. And so this sort of makes me think that you've been observing and observing and observing, but maybe not acting on it. And if that's the case, you really want to step into, and this again makes me think about the same thing as this one did, about there are more options than just seeing things from a black or white perspective. And if you have been over observing, then perhaps you're stuck in that 4D place of mental thoughts and beliefs, but you're not actually acting on things. So I'm going through an 11-day challenge with a couple of folks in a particular group where we're releasing resistance. So we're ditching resistance through this challenge. And one of the interesting things is that resistance and the ego can keep you stuck. And so if you find that you're getting stuck, you can think in a different way, but you're not actually going to see and experience things in a new way until you take physical action. And so if you have been observing and observing and observing, and you've been realizing and you've been changing your thoughts and your beliefs, then perhaps it's time to stop doing that and actually act in the 4D world. So what happens when you think about things, like you think about winning $1 million and you think about getting a new job, it's as though you've asked for them, but they're showing up and being delivered only in the thought. They're not actually able to be delivered. It's as though you send a message out to eBay or to Indigo or to Kijiji or wherever and say, yes, I want this product, deliver it to me, but you didn't give them an address. And things get stuck in that place where they're only in the thought form and they don't have a way to get into the physical because you're only observing and you're not acting. So I want you to step into a place where you're not only thinking about making changes, but you're actually physically making changes if you did get the observe card. And this could mean that you're just simply supposed to observe things in a different way, but I get the sense that it's probably more a new beginning, taking new actions, doing things is more likely your response for this card. So the number 1 card was the control card in reverse, and I just get the sense that it's time for you to allow your intuition to step in and to allow life to stop controlling you. So if your job or your kids or your spouse or whatever, money or lack of, has been controlling you, step into your own wisdom and start acting in a different way to allow more abundance and more health and more vitality and more clarity to come into your life so that it doesn't feel like you're being controlled, but you're stepping into your own power. And that's what the 8 is. The 8 is all about abundance. The next card was the number 2 card. Hi, Keith. The next card that came through is New Vitality, but it came through in reverse. And New Vitality likely means in reverse that you may actually need a rest, that you may have been pushing and shoving and doing a lot of work, and you're actually needing these next 2 weeks to actually rest and take a break. And the rainbow cards always make me think of seeing things from 7 different perspectives rather than seeing them as black and white. So allow yourself to see things in a different way and to rest if you need it. The third card that came through, and I'm just going through these again, is the Observe card. And the Observe card makes me think that you've been observing and changing things from a thought and belief perspective, but you haven't actually acted out any of the changes, so it's actually time for you to act. And the Rainbow card coming in again still makes me think that if you've been acting from a perspective of things are black and white, then you want to add in some color. You want to add, hey Ben, you want to add in some rainbow. Hi Champagne, good to see you. So the 3 cards that I had, one last time, they were all in reverse. Number 1 and number 3 were both major arcana cards, which means they're major aspects and areas of life. They could be your primary relationship, they could be how you're dealing with money, they could be your job, they could be your house. They're really bigger things. And so it was the control card, asking yourself to be more in control of your own personal power and your own abundance. The number 3 card was observe, allowing yourself to stop just observing and thinking and start acting. And the number 2 card was a regular everyday kind of card, and it was New Vitality, but it was in reverse. So allow yourself to rest if you need to rest, and if it is time for you to act, then allow yourself to act from a perspective that there's many options, not just one, but you want to act from your own personal power based on what it is that you desire to create. So let me know if you have any comments and questions on those. I still have 3 videos for the August horoscopes to go through, and I'm thinking about creating a course on you reading your own cards. So let me know if that would be interesting, if there would be any recommendations or any way that you would like a course set up in that way, whether you would like it Facebook Lives like this or pre-recorded videos. Let me know what you think about that. Hi Heidi. I'm just finishing up here, so I hope everybody has a good Tuesday. I will get this up for you live so you can rewatch it soon. Namaste.